Hey guys, it's WallieBob here. I hope your week is pretty epic. Mine was pretty epic. Not that you asked, but I'm telling you, so there you go. So, we're going to talk about the importance of health while transitioning. And I think that before we get to that wonderful subject, we're going to talk about personal hygiene. Because I feel like that is the basis of health. Personal hygiene. Sorry, my dog's here looking at me. It's hard to be serious when he stares at me. Okay, sorry. So, right. So you're transitioning. Your personal hygiene needs are changing. Um, one of the things that I keep in my arsenal, actually two of the things that I keep in my arsenal are baby powder and baby wipes. Yes, I like to keep my skin soft, but seriously, especially for below the belt. One of the things I do, I wash my packer every day, and then I powder it lightly. Okay, and then I also have my packers and my harness. They go into rotation. So while one or three or four of my harnesses are in the wash, at least I have two or three, ready to go. So there's no, scrambling for a harness. Where's my stuff? Um, One that cuts down on the bacteria, um, for below the belt because your packer is in a hot place and it's dark. That's like a breeding ground for yeast infection, fungal infection, feces infection, fungal infection, and a urinary tract infection. All three sound horrifying and very uncomfortable, and those are things to avoid. The baby powder just helps with the keeping the moisture away, and therefore hopefully cutting down bacteria. Um, let's see, harness. Oh, binders. I completely understand the need to be as flat as possible, but there is no way to do that without severely damaging yourself. And the whole point of transitioning is so that you can be yourself. Why kill yourself on the way? There's no point in doing that, right? So make sure your binder fits. I know some people would like to go down a size or two just so it'll be extra flat. It rolls up and then it like digs into your back and makes your nerves very unhappy and pain shoots up your back or your hip or depending on where it is. Why do all that? Just work out, bind safely if there is such a thing. As safely as possible, definitely giving your body the break that it needs. As I've heard, you probably shouldn't bind any longer than 8 hours. And it's hard. It's really hard. But you have to be responsible for yourself. I mean, for how you treat yourself. You've come this far in realizing that, I'm a guy on the inside, so why not go the extra mile and make sure that you make it to see what kind of wonderful guy you can be. Right? Right. So, let's see. Oh, also, in terms of like doctor visits and whatnot, make sure that you have pap smears done. I believe it's every 1 to 2 years after you turn age 20. And make sure you do regular breast exams, which is, I understand regular is every day. Men get breast cancer too. Especially if it runs in your family. But, just because you've had top surgery does not mean that it's not something that needs to be taken care of. I understand that sometimes surgeons will leave some tissue even after top surgery, because a concave chest is just not really attractive, is it? It's not really a good product to leave. So just look into that. Exercise. Exercise is incredibly important, especially if you're taking tea. If you want to know why, you should totally check out Hudson's Guide for Transitioning. He explains it in full. But definitely because of, cholesterol, your cholesterol is going to rise. Your body is going to produce more blood cells, and therefore your blood's thicker. And, there's also that, because your blood is thicker, that means your heart has to work harder. And when your heart has to work harder, that means that certain sections of it, certain certain atriums become overworked while others become underworked. And when one atrium becomes like, cock diesel muscular, and the other one is not as strong, atrium 1 is going to push incredibly hard, and atrium 2 is not going to be able to handle it, thus you kind of have a blowout. So, exercise. You get this far to, finally get to the body that you want. You don't want to wreck it. It's like having that amazing Camaro or that 1964 Mustang. You get it to the way that you want it. You have it tuned, black on black, chrome, and I don't know, the engine explodes. Something insane like that. You don't want that to be you. You don't want to be that 1964 Mustang that, would make any person cry if anything happened to it. Treat yourself like that 1964 Mustang. You're that important. You gotta think about that. Yeah, I think that's about it. And just, also mental health. That is incredibly important. Mental health is important. So, you should probably consider talking to perhaps a therapist. I'm not suggesting that, you're crazy. We're not crazy. We understand who we are, and that's the end of it. But, still, it is very stressful emotionally and mentally to transition from one gender to another. And sometimes you need to talk to someone. Not just, your boys or your friends. They can't necessarily, they can sympathize, but they can't necessarily help you with that. And sometimes it's good to get someone's perspective who's not in your pool of friends or in your circle. You don't have to tell anybody. You can, you don't have to tell anybody where you're going or who you're going to, but, definitely look into that. Okay then, so, if you guys have any comments, concerns, definitely post below. Also, I'm going to post a link for a how-to shave video. I know it seems like a no-brainer, but for guys who have like curly facial hair and sensitive skin, that is a problem. Because curly hair, it can get into your pores and you develop ingrown hairs and all that deeply unpleasant stuff. So I'm gonna post that. And I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Have fun, rock out, relax, whatever it is you do. Okay, so bye.